All right, so it's the next day. I realize that without context, the video kind of starts off really slow and you don't know what's going on. So I'm just going to do the intro the day after. But last night I had left the house not wanting to wake up the entire neighborhood because of how loud this bike is. And as I had got to the bottom of the hill, I had come to find out that the battery was completely drained. I must have left the bike running or on the last time I rode it, which then killed it. So, anyways, this video is pretty much of a story of, me finding out that the bike is dead, trying to jumpstart it, and then obviously having to put the battery tender on, which it's only been running now for about probably 9-10 hours. I don't want to try to start it because of how much it takes to start this bike. It usually takes a minute, and if I try to use what little energy is in there now, I fear that it's not going to start the bike and it's just going to drain again. So I think patience is the virtue here, which kind of sucks because I did want to wash the bike today, but we'll see, maybe later. But anyways, enjoy the video. Alright, I'm gonna test to see if I can't bump start this. Yeah, that was pretty exhausting. So I'm pretty sure I must have left the bike on, which then caused it to drain my battery, which really sucks because now I got to figure out how I'm going to charge this. And the issue with the Ducati is, specifically the 848, I don't know if the Evo had the same design, but this was actually a pre-Evo version. And the issue with this bike, in my opinion, is maintenance, or at least routine maintenance, isn't easy. We'll just say that much, because even to get to the battery, I have to take off this entire fairing to get to it. So what I'm thinking is, and I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I've got this little battery, I don't know, charger tender thing here. So I'm gonna try to connect this little thing, the end of it here, and then see if I can't use my really old battery tender on these metal cables when it connects to this thing. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but only time will tell. We need to connect this little half here to this. And honestly, if I had actually just given myself more space, it probably wouldn't have been that hard. All right, we got black and we got red. Oh, let's hope I don't start my garage on fire. Yeah, I personally don't like electricity because it is dangerous. At least when you don't know what you're doing, it's dangerous, and I certainly don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for the best. Hopefully that's connected to a GFCI. If I want to blow my house up, I got a battery tender on. Now, let's actually make sure the motorcycle's off. At least the key's off. Yeah. Alright, key is off. We got the thing off. I don't know if I should connect one first, black to black. I'm gonna assume that's right. Let's go to red, see what happens. And of course, they're way too little to actually grip. There we go. Oops. Yeah, it says my tender's on, but it's not charging shit. So, I think I'm gonna have to end up having to take off this entire fairing to get this to work, which really sucks. And that's assuming that's why the bike is dead. But yeah, the fact that it's not even turning on or over, it definitely tells me the batteries went kaputs. Yeah. And I assume this is connected to my battery from when I had it des mode. Alright, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna leave it on for a bit, see if anything ends up happening. I mean, maybe by some crazy chance it is charging or trickling it, and it's just not registering it because of how I'm trying to do it. But yeah, only time we'll see. I'll give it 20 minutes because I'm not doing that fairing today or tonight. All right, well, here's an update. Let's see if anything happened. I'm gonna go with probably not, but I don't know unless we try. Oh no, we're toast. We are toast. Fairing's gotta come off. Yeah. So anyways, let's unplug this since this obviously did not work. So yeah, it has one of these like little pluggy plugs, which I tried to connect. But yeah, it sucks. So as I said, you know, getting it off isn't necessarily hard. You just gotta find the right size. But then putting it back together, it's kind of a pain because you got all these different sizes and you don't know where anything goes back to. I need to come up with like a Mickey Mouse mat for Ducatis. I don't know if anyone knows even what I'm referencing, a Mickey Mouse mat. If I recall, they're gun mats that you use to put your tools or your parts on the mat so you don't get them confused or lose them. Eventually you get to a point where you just kind of know where things are. However, I'm not taking apart the Ducati as much as I'd be learning to disass a firearm. Now, maybe if I was a Ducati mechanic, then it would be something to know. That would help out. But honestly, at this point, I would like to think that Ducati may have streamlined this process a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily that it's hard taking it off, but as far as getting it back on and remembering where each little piece goes is a different story. And look at this. This is ridiculous. So that's a different size, that's a different size. These two are different sizes. That's a different length. That's a different length. That's a different length from those. And even though I've got it kind of set up to where they go on the bike, it's just a pain. Hopefully that will do the trick. Right as here. And we have success. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Hopefully the next time I make a video is of me actually riding it.